What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today I'm going to show you guys how to do this. Now, as you guys can see, I hit 315,000 points and Phantom Pain Cage with Liv. And the beautiful thing about what I'm going to show you guys today is that free to play can actually do just as well. They won't need a triple S Liv like what I'm using. They're not going to need a triple S Nanami or anything like that in order to get a one-shot done. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do this and the builds that you want to be using for your characters. Now, when it comes to Liv, I've actually talked about Liv and her build before. You just want to use these two Kadi and you want to use her regular 4-piece set. And again, you want to have 3 of these signatures on her bottom core passive, and you want to have 3 of these core passives on the bottom as well, right? Just 3 of these, and then on top, you just want to have attack. And for her resonance, I mean, obviously, the more resonance you have, the better, but deadline timing is going to be very important so you can have extra orbs so that way you can go into this, because for a lot of you free-to-play players, what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to kill that boss as quickly as I can because I'm using a triple S Liv. I'm getting an extra 20% attack and 20% fire damage whenever I'm switching her in after Kamoy, as you guys just saw. So when you're playing with her, you're going to be running through her orbs, and you're actually going to go into her signature move to do the final blow against Gabriel to get that one shot. So it's going to take a little bit longer, but you're still going to be able to get over 300,000 points. I guarantee it, free to play. So having this deadline timing is going to be very, very important. Also, whether you have superconducting axial ray or whether you have, when using healing effect, full attack on heal target by 10 seconds, either way, it'd be really good. But this is going to be the better one because you're actually going to get an extra 2% attack versus this one here, which only gives you 8%. So you really want to go for deadline timing if you can get it. And at least minimum, Glorious Spear would be really great. If you can do all 3 of these, that is the best way to go because it's going to increase your damage. Now, I was actually using the Nitro pet, which is a nice little pet because it will add fire damage, guys. This stacks up to 2 times, so this actually goes up to 8%. Now, you can use Nitro, you can use the Jet Geiger also, because it will also increase your fire damage. So either one of these pets is going to be really, really good. And you actually, if you don't have either one of these pets, you could just use this pet right here. This is a pet that everybody got for free because it actually will add fire damage. Now, this is only at level 1. When you max it out, it's going to be way more than this. So you could try to use this one as well to do more damage, right? But the Jaeger pet and the Nitro pet are going to be better, but still this pet can get it done for you if you don't have either one of the other options that I just mentioned. Now, this is where it gets really crazy, with, doing this run, right? As far as Liv's gameplay is going to be the same no matter what team I'm going to be teaming him up with. In my situation, I'm using Nanami. Now, it's really, really important that you use a tank of some sort. Nanami is going to be really, really great, but if you don't have this version of Nanami, then you could actually use this version of Nanami, which is actually really, really great also. And if you don't have this version of Nanami, well, guess what? You can actually use 2 other characters that would actually be really, really good for this. You could actually use Kamoy Bastion, who I just showed you guys doing a run with, or you could actually use Ayla. Either one of these choices are going to be really, really good for a tank if you don't have the other versions of Nanami. It really just depends, guys, on the characters that you have available to you as far as what you can actually use. And you can even use Sophia on your team, guys, right? So if you're using Sophia, you're definitely going to want to put a Da Vinci on her, and then with 2 Guinevere's. That's the way you want to go with this character right here. You would, let me just find it here for you guys real quick. You would put this setup on her for sure, right? Doesn't need to be well built or anything like that if you're going to use Sophia with another tank. So if you're using Liv and you're using Sophia, then you could just, Liv, Sophia, and then you could either put Ayla, you could either put Kamoy Bastion, you could use Nanami Pulse, you could use Nana Mech. Any one of those characters is going to get it done for you guys if you're going to run with Sophia as your Da Vinci holder, right? Now, you could also go another route where you could use, Nanami Pulse as a Da Vinci holder, right? You could put Da Vinci on Nanami Pulse, and if you're running Nana Mech, that would work out fine also, right? You're going to want to use a Da Vinci holder in one of the support characters that you're using, and you're going to want to use a tank for the other character, right? So, for example, you could use Liv, you could use Nanami Pulse as a Da Vinci holder, and then Nana Mech. You could use Liv, and then you could use Sophia as a Da Vinci holder with Nanami Pulse, or with Ayla, or with Kamui Bastion. Like any one of those teams, guys, can do this one shot. If you're using Nanamech, as I'm going to show you guys, then you want to use the Da Vinci on a different character, whether it's Sophia, whether it's Ayla, whether it's Kamui Bastion. Any one of those characters will work. If you're using Sophia on the team, then you want to use Sophia as your Da Vinci holder, and then just add a tank, whether it's Ayla, Kamui, or Nanami Pulse, or Nanamech. Any one of those characters will do really, really well for your damage dealers, and they're all going to be relatively built the same. Now, in the run that I'm going to show you guys, I'm actually going to be using a 4-piece Da Vinci on my Kamui with 2 lanterns. Now, if you don't have these lantern memories, you can actually just use these Glorias. These are actually going to help for your elemental resistance down, right? Your main tank that you're going to be using, whether it's Nanami Pulse or Nanamech, you're actually going to have 2 Aisna on that character. So I'll show you my Nanamech build here. And so I can find her here really quick, wherever she's at. So with Nanamech, you're going to have 2 Aisna. Now, if you're running Nanami Pulse or you're running Nanamech, you're going to have 2 Aisna on that character, and you're going to have a Da Vinci on, some other character. And again, whether it's Ayla, Kamui Bastion, or Sophia. If it's Sophia, it's going to be the 4-piece Da Vinci with 2 Guinevere, like I mentioned. If it's Kamui Bastion or Ayla, it's going to be a 4-piece Da Vinci with 2 Glorias or with 2 Lanterns, as I just shown you. Now, the reason that I'm using Kamui is because if you have the 5-star weapon for him, that's really, really going to help a lot as far as your damage. It's not a need. You don't absolutely need this thing. But getting an extra attack by 8% for 15 seconds definitely helps. So notice in the run that I showed you guys that I start off with using a 3 ping, and that brings this tree on the ground. And as long as you're in that vicinity, that area of effect, you're going to get this extra attack by 8%. You don't need this, but it definitely is nice. It definitely helps. And that's really the main reason I'm using Kamui. The Omega team for this, guys, is actually Liv, Nanami Pulse, and Nanamech. That's really going to be the best team for you as far as, getting it done in here. But again, all the teams that I mentioned earlier are still going to be able to do a one-shot, even free to play, even if your Liv is double S. So let's kind of run through the run and check out what we're exactly doing here. So we're going to bring up some slow-mo for you guys so you can get a grip. So you're going to play Liv the exact same way every single time, guys. So I start off with my Kamui, right? And what I did was I used his 3 ping right away. That way it would bring in that tree, so I get that extra attack by 8%. And then I immediately switched to Liv. Once I switched into Liv, I'm going to get that extra, well, in my case, 20% extra attack and 20% fire damage because I'm switching in team member from her passive, or amplifier class passive. But for you free to play, you're going to get an extra 10% switch in team member attack, and you're going to get an extra 10% fire damage, which is going to be more than enough to one-shot Gabrielle. So I used Kamui, I used the 3 ping. So after I do that, then, we bring in Liv. And once you drop in Liv, guys, you want to immediately do 2 3 pings. Now, one of the 3 pings that you can do is the one where your Da Vinci holder is at. So in my case, my Kamui is actually a blue. So I want to make sure that I trigger a blue. Now, you don't have to do it that way. What you're really trying to do with Liv is you want to do 2 3 pings, and then you want to do 2 opposite 3 pings, whether it's blue, red, or blue, yellow, or yellow, blue, whatever the case may be. You want to do 2 opposite 3 pings, so that way you can go into what's called chaotic oath, right? And you're going to hit your prayer stance. So the way that you do this is, you're going to do your 2 3 pings, and then you're going to dodge twice and go into the matrix. And then that's when you want to trigger your QTE. And so you want to make sure that you trigger a blue, which is going to be your Da Vinci holder. And depending on the team that you're using, whether you're using Kamui Bastion, whether you're using Nanami Pulse, whether you're using Ayla, whether you're using Sophia, you want to put them in a blue slot and put your tank in the yellow slot and have Liv in the red. That works out really, really well. So let's go ahead and keep watching this. So we're going to do 2 3 pings, guys. We go into prayer stance, we do 2 3 pings, and then what we're going to do is we dodge at the right moment, and you'll see me dodge here in a second. There we go. We dodge. We hit the blue ping, right? It's going to trigger the QTE, my Da Vinci, and then I bring in both Nanamek and Convoy, and then we do bunches and bunches of damage, and then do another 3-ping afterwards, right? And you will be able to one-shot this, right? So like, as I said earlier, guys, you see that my signature, I haven't even used it. So that's because I'm using a triple S lib. For you free-to-play players that are using a double S lib, it's not going to be exactly like this. You're going to end up using your signature and then going into your skills afterwards to finish off Gabriel. So that way you can do the one shot, right? So we'll watch it again, all right? I'll watch it one more time so you guys get a good idea of what's going on. Let me fix my hat here. All right, so again, guys, I start with Convoy, I do the 3-ping to bring in the tree. I switch to live. I double tap dodge twice, and then I go and use both of my 2-3 pings, right? And then I'm trying to enter Chaotic Yoke. You'll see this attack right here show up, and then I dodge right at the right moment to go into Matrix, and then I hit the blue orb there that's shining, so that way I can trigger my QTE, bring in both my characters, Nanamek and Convoy Bastion, do a bunch of damn damage, guys, and then hit another 3-ping afterwards, which is my red 3-ping, to finish Gabriel off. And again, for you free-to-play players, you're going to have to go into your signature and go into your prayer stance, right? Double tap dodge, and then start, running through your 3-pings in order to finish off this boss, right? And it's pretty awesome, guys. Like, pretty lit how Liv can pretty much destroy this thing. 315,000 is no joke. That's a very, very good score. I'm very, very proud of that. And again, free to play are going to be able to do the exact same thing, guys. Whether you're using Liv, Sophia, and Ayla, Liv, Sophia, Convoy, Liv, Sophia, Nanami Pulse, Liv, Sophia, Nanamek, or Liv, Ayla, Nanamek. I mean, there's all kinds of different variations that you can use. But if you do have Nanami Pulse and you do have Nanamek, you definitely want those characters on the team. And then you just need to figure out, what Da Vinci holder you're going to use, whether it's Sophia, whether it's Ayla, whether it's Convoy Bastion. And again, if it's Convoy Bastion and Ayla, you want to put a 4-piece Da Vinci with 2 Glorias. If it's Sophia, you want to put a 4-piece Da Vinci with 2 Guinevere's. And that's going to get it done for you guys. So let me know if this helps any of you out there as far as, doing a one-shot against Gabriel. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. TD+7 time. The link in the description below. And I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody. Take care.